Namaskar and good morning to everyone. I'm Shourya Tyagi from grade 11th A, the SD Vidya School, and today I'm in front of you to delineate about the true story of gravitation. Yes, we all know that Newton actually discovered gravitation via the story of an apple. But is that story really true? I don't think so. So let's talk about Beyond the Apple, the true story of gravitation. Ptolemy lived in a little blue house with clever Copernicus and clever Gauss, and genius Galilei, a knowledgeable Kepler, a notable Newton and Einstein, the relativity teller. Ptolemy was praised for his planetary model, while that of Copernicus was declared as heretic, and hence Ptolemy was his church's hero, while Copernicus a heretic. Ptolemy placed Earth stationary. Ptolemy placed Earth stationary and the rest all moving, while Copernicus placed all in motion, but the sun unmoving. And furthermore, we got to know about Kepler. Yes, Kepler changed Copernicus' theory. He changed the planetary orbits from circular to elliptical, and this resolved every query. He gave three laws and thus became famous, but it doesn't mean that the rest all were ignoramus. Not at all. Galilei added his telescopical observations to this bucket list, while Einstein was there to bring the story of gravitation on the verge of a twist. He gave two theories of relativity, and of course, that all depicted as extraordinary creativity. Newton wasn't the last one in this line. Yes, he wasn't. But yes, his tall tale of an apple wasn't really fine. What to say about the true story of gravitation is that it is endless, yet lacks final acceptation. Yes, it lacks. So basically, I just delineated about this true story of gravitation, which is basically a contribution of many scientists, many mathematicians in a poetic verse. And of course, I talked about Ptolemy. From this book of Stephen Hawking, A Brief History of Time, I actually got to know about all these scientists. And this is the Ptolemy's model, which I just talked about in my poem. Basically here he placed the earth stationary, as I told you, and the rest all moving. First, he actually basically what he did is that he gave 8 spheres around the earth. The first sphere of the moon. Further, it was that of Mercury, Venus, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and the so-called fixed stars. And the fact is that our Ptolemy gave this model. And as for the church priests, they felt that this is the perfect model to give the concept of hell and heaven. For them, the part above is the heaven, and the part below is the hell. So that's why Ptolemy was his church's hero. But Copernicus, who was beforehand only a heretic, just because of his disrespect, most probably, disrespect I should say, towards the religious beliefs, religious ideas, which are orthodox basically. So hence he was a heretic. And even the model he gave wasn't in support of the church idea, the church concept. So that's why he was an heretic. So this was the story of gravitation. Thank you all.